Hello. Hang on, I got way too much light in here. Can you guys hear and see me okay? It says I'm live. Just let me know if you can hear and see me. I gotta shut a light off. Okay, how's that? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Duh. Let me change my background. There we go. Well, I don't know. It's like eating my face now. Oh, bear with me. Hot Mess Express. That's a little better. Hi. How's everybody doing? Oh, yeah, no worries. No worries. You guys. Okay, sorry. I looked at the time and it was 7 o'clock, after 7 o'clock, and we still hadn't eaten dinner. So I was eating dinner, quick shove that in my face, and then, girls got to go to the bathroom before you get live, right? So I had to do that, and I was late. So sorry. Let's see who's here. Hey, Lisa Clovey. And yes, Lisa Clovey, thank you for all you do, my friend. Love you tons. Gwen is here. Hey, broke cowgirl. Love you too. Um, oh, that was sweetie to say that, Gwen, about Lisa. I love Lisa. Yeah. No, I don't need a reminder text. I'm usually really good about it. Um, I'll explain why in a minute. Hey, Andale, I hope you're doing well, my friend. You guys make sure you check out Andale, Monica, and Casey over at the podcast, and they've got their own channels. Hey, Xander, hope you're doing well. Dark Lord Minette. Or a minute. Turkey pot pie tonight. Kids came, ate, ran and feed, made it back inside with about 10 minutes to spare. Nice. Yeah, there was no 10 minutes to spare. Hey, Annette at the Cow Emporium. And as Glenn likes to say, there's still lots of daylight burning. That's what I was out there doing. Hey, Heather, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. Again, sorry I'm late. I try not to be. So the past 2 days have been full of adventures, but today we got so much done, and this is what I love about the warmer, dry weather, right? It's not hot here by any means. It's still cool, but it was a beautiful sunny day, and we got so much done. And I'm not a morning person. Never have been, never will be. And so, and as you can see, I got the glare because I'm in the back room because that's where my computer was. So I just ran to where it was. So yesterday was just a long day of driving. Everything was fine. Hey, Nancy, our treasured home. And I'm sorry, Alexander, that it's been one of those weeks. What's mourning? Yeah. I'm not quite like you, but I am mourning. If I remember correctly, you are a very late owl. I just don't want to see before 7 usually. That's me, unless I have to. But I like getting up and easing into my day. I find I'm more productive that way. So yeah, I may not do much for 3 hours, but then I get to move on. So today, excuse me, 4 a.m. is bedtime, 4 a.m. to noon is 8 hours sleep. Wow. Yeah, I can't quite do that. Yeah, before 7 a.m., I am with you there. Mm-mm. Unless there's somebody having babies out there that I got to be out there or, whatever. Yeah, not. Mm-mm. Hey, Fox Holler Homestead. Hope you're doing well. Ooh, 80 degrees in that. Wow, that's warm. Good, good, good. You get woken up at 7 a.m. to feed the cat and chickens anyhow. Yeah. So, and then crawl back to bed. I've done that some days. I do that on the days that I've been up all night with one of the pigs farrowing. So anyway, I eased into my day, after I had a couple cups of coffee. Ryan had a haircut at noon. Mind you, I get up and feed the animals. I don't feed them at noon. They get fed at the minute I wake up. But what I'm saying is we lounged around, we were talking, we were doing things, blah, 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 blah. And then while he was getting his hair cut, I was out there. We got all the pig barns cleaned. We got the chicken coop cleaned. And let me tell you, we were able to drive up to each barn and with the side by side that has the dump body on it because the trees weren't there. So let me tell you, that was a golden experience. And I was dancing in the open area going, woohoo! Then we just got 4 million things done. And then Ryan said when he went to the grocery store this morning, he said they were having a deal, and our local grocery store is wicked expensive. Wicked expensive. They had a deal where it was $25 for a paper bag size of whatever you could fit in there of special items, like all kinds of produce and stuff like that they had an overstock on. And there were limits on some items, but if you filled the bag, you got it for $25. We probably got about 25 pounds of produce, if not more. We ended up buying 3 bags worth. He bought one in the morning, and then when we went back, we bought 2. So I'm talking, we got 6 containers of fresh mushrooms, 6 or so containers of cherry tomatoes. We've got bags and bags of baby carrots. We got 2 bags of onions. We've got pineapples, strawberries. It goes on and on and on. Like, it was a lot of stuff. And is it grown locally? No. But you know what? It's food. And so what we're doing with it is the first load of mushrooms went in the freeze dryer when we got home. So I got mushrooms going. I love to have excuse me, carrots, celery, onions on hand all the time because I make chicken stock a lot. So that's really cool. Let me just go back here. You're welcome, Dusty. You're welcome. Anything you need, just shoot me an email. I'm happy to help. Yes, Andale, it was so easy because all I had to do was take a muck bucket, scoop out the old bedding in the barns because it's been in there most of the winter. Like, we take out the soiled stuff and give them new bedding for the winter, but it's pretty thick for winter. And so the really cool thing is Ryan stood on the outside of the fence. I stood on the inside and I shoveled it in. I handed it to him. He dumped it in the side by side. Smarter, not harder. So much easier. And then we go dump it down in the back. So really, really cool. Hey, love the land. Hope you're doing well. It really was, Annette. I was very excited about that, the produce score. I've never seen them do that here before. Maybe I've missed it, but I mean, they had tons of mangoes. Ryan will not eat mangoes. I'll eat them, but it just wasn't enough for me. It wasn't enough. It wasn't something I wanted to do. But they had bags of russet potatoes. And let me tell you, I packed them in there. We got blueberries, we got cucumbers. I couldn't believe all we got. I showed it on my Instagram stories, and I think I even missed half of them. when I was saying it. All right, let's see here. I lost a comment. Hey, Jennifer Ocean Homestead. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, love the land. It really was amazing. Jennifer Ocean, I just stocked up on 60% off canning jars, making sure I'm ready for every bit of food I can harvest or buy if needed. Amen, girl. Amen. Hey, Vineyard Chicks. Hope you're doing well. We're doing good here. Thanks. We just started with pine chips and the cleanup waste gets spread around the fruit trees. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm actually putting my pine chips around my fruit bushes, like my raspberries, also around, let's see, my elderberry. Smart, smart, smart. Yeah, Gwen, Ryan does not, he thinks mangoes are gross. I do not think they're gross, but I just didn't want to deal with the mess of doing it, if that makes sense. So the freeze dryer, needless to say, will be earning its keep this week because we've got a lot going in, which is awesome. Because we use onions, carrots, celery all the time. But I love that everything's been cleaned out. One of the things that I've been doing with my chicken coop is it's a 10 by 10, right? So it's really large, and we really didn't do deep litter for long this year because thankfully it was a nice winter. So the spring cleanup was not a nightmare, which was nice. So today I just went in and really shoveled out underneath the roosts and got all that mess out of there and put new shavings in. And if we saw any other big messes that needed to be pulled out, I pulled them out. But other than that, I just did it easy. Because the reality of it is that there's 30 something chickens in there. It's going to get messed up again, but at least it's clean. This year we got to pressure wash it for sure. Hey, Uncle Al. Hope you're doing well. So I hit the question thing and I don't know how it works. So I don't know if it's working, but mangoes and sprinkled with tahini. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I hear a lot of people do that with watermelon too. Hey, Alicia, Farm Fresh. Hope you're doing well. So the Vineyard Chicks, right? So we're going to talk about homestead challenges. And I'm not even talking about the nightmares of homestead. I'm just talking about challenges you come across every day, right? So the Vineyard Chicks said they're tired of fixing fences for the cows, can't seem to get a handle on it. Cows are pretty notorious for that. The question thing says ask a question when you click on it. Okay, so if you want to ask a question, click on it. But yeah, I could totally understand that. That's a lot. That's a lot. Hopefully you get it under control. I know some people have put 5 strands of barbed wire if that's the kind of fencing you're using. I'm not quite sure if you're using electric fencing. So, but I'll tell you one of our challenges. So, I think Gwen knows this, but so Hank and Waylon are in their winter pen for now because we're waiting on the grass to grow. So that way we can get them out grazing. We can't get them out till the grass grows enough. Otherwise, it won't grow all summer. So we're letting it grow. So those areas that they're in, hey, Buckeye Prepper, thanks for being here. Appreciate you and drive safe, please. Totally understand. So it used to be the turkey pen and it had chicken wire on the outside of it. Well, at some point, I think the pigs got gnawing on it or something in one spot on the gate that I made on that pen, and I had to pull it off. So when I pulled it off, the chickens would go in there. No boundaries. They would be eaten out of the pig bowls and all that stuff. And I felt bad because they had no escape route. And Hank gets annoyed with them. And I don't blame him because they're intrusive. So, what ended up happening was I took all the chicken wire off. So they had an escape route. Well, Hank got a chicken. He bit a chicken's comb because it was in his food dish, and I don't blame him. That's the chicken was intrusive. So we got her doctored up. She's doing fine. But I can tell you now that one of them got bit, the chickens are steering clear of the pen for the most part. But it was a challenge because I didn't, one thing or the other, and it's kind of hard to figure out. But our pigs have never bothered chickens. They will headbutt them and move them out of the way, but they've never gone after them. Hank went after him, and he's got every right to, because let me tell you, they're annoying. They are all up in their business. They were pecking at his face, and he had enough. Yep, usually the commercial hogs will definitely down a few chickens, Heather. Let me just go back to here. We have electric, but it keeps grounding, and someone has been cutting our fences in places. That's awful that someone's been cutting your fences. Awful. Up near Sturgis, a rancher that I follow on Facebook, they're stealing calves. They're coming in the middle of the night and stealing calves. And he's been out there, let's just say that. And I don't blame him. And I hope he catches them because it's ridiculous. It's uncalled for. Hey, Smoky Mountain Nature. Hope you and Donnie are doing well. Chef Donnie's got something cooking. Oh, let me go back up. I missed. So Farm Fresh said, collecting rainwater on the balcony. Hubby doesn't like me rigging anything up because of the lease. Yeah, I could understand that. I could understand that. Jennifer Ocean. Water damage, flooding in the house, stuff breaking, raccoons damaging the house, securing chicken coops from everything, shoveling snow, too many challenges. It's overwhelming, but worth it. It sure is. It sure does get overwhelming. Days like today, like I don't stop. I want to keep going because it just feels so good, but you got to stop or you're late for your live like I was. Thank you, Lisa Colovi. Yep, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Our summer water supply goes to a literal trickle in the summer. Excuse me, due to it being a natural creek, lots of driving to the spring. I totally feel that. We haul water most of the year. Because we have two places we can get it from. One is treated in town, one is not. It's a well, a privately owned well with a pump. So the cool part is we've switched over to that one now, and that's what I water the animals with, and then I also water the gardens and stuff with. However, in the wintertime, we haul daily or every other day because the tank has to be emptied at night because of the freezing. And then in the summertime, we haul a whole load at once. So that was pretty good. I know I'm really behind. I'm sorry, guys. Net. Branding was good. Nobody got hurt. We work slowly, but our average age is not low here. No kidding. Excuse me. Yeah, wild hogs, they'll eat them. Yep, all of ours have been raised with chickens, Xander. Hank is the only one, and honestly, it's because they annoy him. And for some reason, there was like a switch went off where they realized they could peck at the pig's food, and they just became so like I have trouble walking to the pigs because they surround me. That never happened before when they were free ranging. This bunch of chickens is out of control. Oh, yeah. No wonder why your dad's worried about it. It's words can I cannot use the words that I would use to describe that. Let's just say that. Just trying to get seeds planted, weeds done. Good for you, Heather. Yeah, exactly. That wouldn't happen for long. And the guy that I'm following who is the rancher, let's just say he's out to catch them because he's had enough. I think they got two. Yeah, I'm sure he's got a cam, but he's sitting out in the truck all night now, I'm sure. Because this is serious business affecting his bottom line. And the funny part is he posts it all, and he's not too concerned about it. I might not post it, but I would handle it. Gwen is hauling two baby goats to the sale tomorrow. The first two surprise babies. They're huge. Good luck at that. That's awesome. Oh, and Joy, the other thing about the trail cam is he's got like thousands of acres, so he would need a lot of trail cams, I think. Yeah, I agree. It is something to be afraid of. Things keep going. Yep, Uncle Al, lots of rustling going on. I saw ranches in Wyoming. I think it was 2 years ago. They had signs up that said, "Do not take my cattle." So it must really be an awful thing. People are getting hungry and greedy. Yeah, and Dale, it's absolutely horrible, and it's affecting his bottom line. I mean, we had a good winter here, and from what I understand, he had a pretty good um calving rate or whatever. Good season. It's the best way to say it. I'm not a cattle person, so it's just awful. Razor wire around the perimeter might be good. Yeah. I just worry because that's more expense for them. You know what I mean? You got thousands of acres and you got to start doing stuff like that. It's just awful. But I know you were talking about for the vineyard chicks too. Thanks, vineyard chicks. Thank you. Thumbs up. Okay, let me just catch up here. I'm a little behind. Yeah, Dusty. So that's because we don't get a lot of rain here. And we try to be kind to it because there's not a lot of rain to replenish it. We have not had a lot of snow this winter. And those are the things that replenish the wells. So, we pay for it, the water that we haul, but it's extremely cheap. Extremely cheap. Like I think we had 125 gallons for 75 cents. So it gives us peace of mind on the well. Hey, Jen, Northern Girl Hobbies. Good to see you, my friend. I should play that piano. Yeah. I wonder what it'd be like to have a house like that. Not here. Let me get caught up. I'm going to skip through some comments, guys. Yeah, I know Vineyard Chicks. I'm sure your dad is right on top of it. No worries, Annette. Xander says, we've been dealing with trespassers on the ranch we managed for 20 years and come bring and see signs every 5 feet, no trespassing. Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's a lot. I put signs up on mine. Yeah, razor wire would be hard. During most of the year, we be cool with the water as the creek flows heavy, but for 3 months in the summer it slows. Yep. So we have a creek that flows in the back, and it's got a little bit of water in it right now, but it'll dry right up. It'll dry right up. Um, so yeah, so what so I mean there's a lot of challenges, right? Trying to get myself back in the groove of milking every day. Oh, I bet. I bet. Wow. That's wild. Um, so yeah, we got a lot done. I've got tomatoes out in the greenhouses. We've got peas planted. We have lettuce planted, radishes, carrots. Um, it's real early for us, but we've got them out there. Um, I did try. I did try the heater in the greenhouse. It was a milk heater. We always called it a milk shop heater. We had a very heavy duty extension cord rated for the heater, and the plug was a little blackened. The next morning, I'm sure it ran all night, even though we had a thermostat set on it. So we unplugged it because I'm not having a fire. Um, so we ended up, I have a Premier One heat lamp in there, and it's been doing pretty good. So I've got that set up in there. So we'll see how that goes. So thankfully, the black marks on the extension cord, because they always tell you to plug them into an outlet. I don't have an outlet out there. So we used a heavy duty cord, but it did have black on it. And I said, that's a sign we are not doing that again. So the heat lamp is doing really well. It's nice and secure. I got it on at night. It was on the past 2 days for 24 hours. But right now it's pretty secure, doing well. Some of the tomatoes look like they're going to die. Some of them are doing well. But hopefully this week we can start to get things moving because those tomatoes are starting to look awful that I've hardened off. So I got to get them outside. I may have to hook up another heat lamp. I did take all of our seeds and up pot them, and I up potted them into seed snails until I ran out of um, the material. But I wanted to show you the picture of the seed snails because I cannot believe I was going to walk outside tonight, but I don't have it in me, folks. I can tell you I'm exhausted after all we got done. Well, let me see. Okay, hang on a second. Okay. I know it's got the funky lights. Sorry. Oh, hang on a minute. No wonder why I'm having trouble seeing it. There we go. Let's try again. Oh. So I've got a ton of them. And the plants are already getting huge already. So that's pretty cool. But it's so much nicer because like the zucchini and that. Oh, why is this doing that? Huh. You get the idea. I got technical difficulties here tonight. Hey, Barb's Country Home. Hope you're doing well. Gwen says, I don't even want to look at my tomatoes and peppers. They look so sad. Yeah, I totally get it. They look horrible. They were looking beautiful. They look like they were on steroids, and now they're looking horrible. Fishing season just started, and I got a free boat, so time to stock the freezer. Hunting season is in September, so fingers crossed, elk or deer. Time to start preparing for next winter already. Absolutely. I love that you can get an elk and everything like that. We applied for a team elk license, and the reason why we applied for a team is rumor has it you have a better chance of getting the tag. So if you go for a tag in Custer State Park and you get a cow, I think it's 8 years or 9 years before you can draw again. So I don't know about the area where we picked where it's not in the state park. So it'll be me and Ryan and another couple. We're going to go out and hopefully get an elk tag so we can go out looking for elk. I just saw some the other day too. Hey, Nunya, Texas. Hope you're doing well, Jake. Hope your family's doing well. I'm really behind, guys. I'm sorry. Hey, Marcel, little fish in the kitchen. Wee pink. Excuse me. Just going through the chat. Yeah, send me a pic. If I think about it too, I'll send you a pic of mine in the greenhouse. Some look like heck. One I pulled, it was dead or near death, so I just took it. But Chef Donnie made Asian green beans with sauce and rice and grilled chicken. It was delicious, so yummy. That sounds awesome. Ryan made steak on the smoker grill, and of course that's the local beef we get. So he had a T-bone. I can't remember. It was really good. And then we made roasted asparagus and tomatoes with Parmesan cheese. Very good. Very, very good. Jake, I hope Anne and the girls are doing well as well. Jake's girls had a birthday recently, so happy birthday to them. When I say recently, it was probably in the last month or so, because time flies. I can't believe how grown up they are now compared to when I first started watching Anne's channel. But yeah, now we've got so with that produce deal, we've got all the mushrooms in the freeze dryer, and we'll be getting things going all week long. What are some other challenges you guys face on your homestead? Pests, predators, critters, all that kind of thing, right? I mean, I know for us it's mainly weather. Dusty says, I hunt archery and muzzleloader, opens me up to multiple seasons if I don't harvest early. 2 seasons for both deer and elk, depending on geographic area. Elk is either true spike or better. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, if we get an elk, like, split between the two of us, we would split it. And I know that it would be heavier on our side because I think the other guy's wife is not a game meat eater anymore. She used to be. She's not anymore, but she has no problem hunting. Only applying tags as trophy bowls. Got it. Yeah, everything seems to be a lottery here except for like turkey. You found a bunch of hornworms today on your tomatoes. Yeah, I saw that. I hope that you got them all. Having enough hours in the day. I can speak to that today. Yeah, having enough hours in a day is hard because you do have to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be any good. So, absolutely. Slowly but surely. Andale said, pests, critters. Apparently, a deer likes to jump our garden fence and enjoys cabbage. Oh, rotten stinkers. So, Andale, somebody suggested to me is, let me look up the recipe. So, I'm giving you a chance if you need a pen or a piece of paper. This is what someone suggested to me, and I asked Gwen about it, and she said it sounded good. You just do not put it on plants. I don't want to speak for Gwen, but I did reach out and ask her if she thought it would work. Hang on, I'm trying to find it. Okay, a quarter of a cup castor oil, a quarter of a cup Dawn dish soap, a gallon of water. And then she said she also adds cayenne pepper around the area. Kept the deer and the rabbits from snacking on them. So what I'm going to do is I have squirrels and I have chipmunks and birds and all that stuff. I'm not going to spray it on my plants, but I am going to spray it around the perimeter of my new garden that I put in the back, which I will do a video on, because they say it's supposed to keep it away. I don't know how good it works, but you're welcome, Ann. I hope it helps, but I am worried about the deer because they just come in. But some people said on Mountain Grandma's Live, like pie plates tied on, um, tied around the garden, but other people said it didn't work. I'm not spending a ton of money because I know deer, if they want to eat it, they're going to eat it. But I would not spray it on the plants. Let me go back to the chat. Oh, elk is a really great meat for us. You're absolutely right, Lisa Clovey. Elk and bison are really good. Yeah, they say the northern lights are to be lower in the sky than normal. We see them here a lot, meaning people in the area see them a lot. We don't tend to see them, which is weird, but I think it's because we're not open. Buckeye Prepper said the biggest challenge is time management, balancing 11 to 14. Yep. Absolutely. It's hard. You do what you can do, though. You can't run yourself ragged. You can't run yourself ragged, especially when you're working and doing things. You can't. Excuse me. I can't believe I don't feel like I don't have enough time to get my list done. Stuff always comes up that needs priority. Glenn calls it mission creep. The list keeps running away on you. It does. It does. Something comes up, cow gets out, calf gets going or whatever, and you got to do something else. So, there are some days I am flat out and there's other days I'm not, and I'm okay with it. Definitely okay with it. Yeah, work nights are hard, Buckeye Prepper. They definitely are. My husband worked nights for many years when we first got married. Hey, Sandra Stitches. Hope you're doing well. I just am being lazy, Joy. I need to find better options. I have other stuff. I had snow ones, but tonight I had no time to change anything. And a lot of the good ones that I have are too many um, too large a size for the free StreamYard. Yeah, the deer nightmare. Bone sauce works? Bone sauce? I never. Huh. Yeah, they say that we'll see the or in the area they'll see them between 1 and 3 or 1 and 4 a.m. I will be sleeping. What we did last year is have the hubby deposit some urine around the perimeter. I mean, deposit it in private. And Dale, let's just say that's a common practice here. We are always depositing urine for that same reason. Good night, Dusty Fox Holler. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate you. Stay safe. Oh, I am so far behind. I'm sorry. Strips of fabric to blow on the wind. I got a bunch of whirligigs in my other garden. Gotta go. The Northern Lights are maroon tonight. Have a good evening, love the land. Thanks for coming. I think the Northern Lights are between 1 and 4 a.m. here. So for you guys, oh gosh, I got to do it backwards, the time thing. So 1 would be 12, 11 o'clock. I don't know. I can't do it. It's too much for me. I'm 2 hours behind you. So when it's 3 o'clock in the morning there, it's 1 o'clock in the morning here. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I wanted to go back to Sandra. My greatest challenge is managing my home gardens, all thing related on my own. There's no spray or herb that can fix it. And I'm not set on welcoming another man into my life. You go, girl. You know, we never get everything done, and that's okay. You know, it's prioritize what needs to be done at that time, and you have to allow time for rest. Otherwise, you're useless. So, I like to make lists. I use my phone, I make a list, I check it off, it disappears. It's great. One thing at a time. I honestly think the goat poop in the garden keeps the deer away. We have a herd here that are all around the house all the time, and they haven't gotten in the garden ever that I know of. That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Tuber Chat. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming, Kevin. Billy from Perma Pasture Farms makes the bone sauce. I'm dying to know this. I gotta take a picture so I remember who that is. Oh, I'm so behind. I'm sorry. Everybody's saying hello. And Dell's like, I don't know, I can't do it. Well, if you got neighbors, it's kind of hard, but you could do it in a jar. We definitely need to build more nesting boxes. Yeah, how many chickens do you have now, Barb? You got a bunch now. I'm just curious how many you have. I saw you moved yours outside. We're going to be moving the meat beasts or the meat monsters outside tomorrow, the Cornish cross. The breasts will stay inside because they are the meat beasts are huge and they need the room, and the breasts are not. So they have another week before they go outside. Jars are good. Jars, buckets, whatever you need. You got a broody hen, Dark Lord Minute? Oh no. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm just curious. For some people, it's a good thing. She does. Barb's got nice new chicks. I love it. I love it. Does anybody have any challenges that they want some help with? Like true challenges that we can help with? Because there's a lot of good information in here. Um, I know Heather, she's going to say, are you going to find more hours in the day for me? I can't do that, girl. 35 hens, 3 roosters, but we are giving our neighbor a rooster. Nice. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't know. I think I have between 30 and 35. Um, I don't know. I lost track. I have 1 rooster. I know it's not the right ratio, but it's working, so I leave it. She's got no eggs under her, sits in there and just broods. I check every morning, nothing in there. Yeah, give her some eggs. Hey, I wonder if the peeing on the boundary will deter rabbits. I need to drink more and pee in a button. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Otherwise, I was telling Ann Dale about castor oil, dish soap, and water, and then cayenne pepper, and that can deter little critters, someone told me. I'm going to try it. I've never done it before. Challenge an abundance of eggs, what to do. I'll tell you what I did with my eggs. We froze them as omelets in Ziploc baggies. We gave some away. We sold some. We donated some. We freeze dried, scrambled, freeze dried raw. You can also try to do some what the heck is it called? I know some people will freeze them in ice cube trays. Good for you guys. Donated 10 dozens. That's awesome. Um, quiche and then freeze it. 12 dozen. Wow. Quiche. What else? You might want to dehydrate some. Yeah. I have tons of 18 packs because that's what my whatchamacallit, my customers buy a lot of 18 packs. Um you could maybe dehydrate scrambled eggs. I don't know how that would go, but I'm just suggesting it. Water glass them so you have them for the winter. But I know some people, like if your whole family, say, just for example, I'm throwing out a number, say you have, so there's 3, 4, 5, so there's 5 of you, and if you took 5 to 8 eggs and you could scramble them, or you can just freeze them and you can put them um in one container and freeze it like that and pull them out in the winter and use them. People are doing that. See, Ann Dale said water glass them, the eggs, easy peasy. Mama has 2-gallon buckets, water glassed. Wow, good. Good deal, Barb. That's awesome. Trying to think of what else. Quiche, custard. I know quiche will freeze okay. Oh yeah, breakfast burritos frozen, flan. Um, the breakfast burritos are really good because you can literally take. Some people take and make like a patty of scrambled eggs and they cook it and then they put it in wax paper and then they can um have them to quick throw on a sandwich, or you can make the sandwich up ahead of time. Um And yes, pickled eggs, absolutely. We in fact, all our dirty eggs, because I don't wash ours, all of our dirty eggs are going for pickled eggs and hard-boiled eggs. The other thing that I do is, I end up taking an abundance of eggs and hard boil them, and when they come out of being hard boiled and they're still hot, I have 2 different bowls and I mash them, shells and all. I mash them. One bowl is for the chickens, and I take chili pepper flakes, cayenne, oregano, and you mash that in for the chickens. Then for the pigs, I take the eggs and I mash it, shells and insides of the eggs. That's it. I do not add anything else to the pigs. But the pigs have to have cooked eggs or it can lead to a biotin deficiency. No raw eggs for pigs. But yeah, I do that when in doubt. I feed it back to my critters because it's a lot. It's good because it's good for them. They don't get it all the time. Sandra Stitches said, Heidi from Rain Country on YouTube teaches how and why you can dehydrate eggs and powder them. Awesome. That's great. I was leery on doing raw eggs. I was really leery on doing it because I didn't feel comfortable with it. And I've done scrambled, but you can take the raw eggs, put them in the freeze dryer, and I would pre-freeze them and then put them in there, and then you grind it up into a powder. And when you have a powder, you can reconstitute however many eggs you want. It's like so much of the egg mixture to the water. And then you can add that to your recipes. And as long as you're cooking it to 180 degrees or more, like baking it and stuff, it's safe. Orem rice, which is an omelet with rice. That's a good idea. Egg whites can be made into cloud bread. Oh, yeah, large muffin tins, eggs, bacon, whatever, cook them, put in the freezer bags. Thank you, Heather. That's a great reminder. I did this thing where you took a slice of ham and you put it in the muffin cup, and then you added eggs and chives and cheese and all that. They were delicious. You could take them out and heat them up, and they were so good. Yep, whenever I do, I don't do the whole egg just because I want to get the food part out of it, but I take the eggshells whenever I do a batch in the freeze dryer because there's so many of them. I rinse them, bake them in the oven, and grind them down into a powder, and then I gave them to my tomatoes. Otherwise, I compost. Yeah, I used to sell most of mine too, but unfortunately there was a layoff in town. We lost some customers and I don't blame them. But I'm getting new ones slowly. I think I'm down to the bottom finally. Yes. And if you don't have a freeze dryer, you can do a dehydrator, you can do water glass. There's so many different options. So I mean that's the thing. You're very welcome. You just don't want to let them go to waste. I mean, that's the big thing. Yeah, well, a lot of mine were going with Ryan to work, so we'll see how things are going there. Oh, wait a minute. Gwen asked me something and I didn't answer it. I just saw it and I realized I didn't answer it. Gwen, that spray the lady told me was was good for all little critters and deer. So squirrels, because I was telling her we had squirrels, chipmunks. She said rabbits. Um, and she also said deer because I told her I don't have rabbits. Breastfeeding bags. are great for freezing eggs for baking or whatever, crack and scramble. That's a good idea. We make noodles with the duck eggs. They are so yellow. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm trying to think what else. I love dehydrating things, preserving things. And when in doubt, we just hard boil them. Because my rule is if they're out long enough that they need to be put in the refrigerator, they need to be handled because I don't have room in my refrigerator for them most times. So that's my rule of thumb. And they're laying like crazy. So I'm definitely going to be doing we're going to be doing pickled eggs this weekend and hard boiled eggs. I might have called those the wrong thing, but no, I think you called them the right thing. It's a breastfeeding bag. It's like the milk storage bag. You can also take you can, Anne, you can dehydrate them. I've never done it because I never had the abundance, but I really do this year. So we're trying to do all sorts of things. You just need to look at the National Center for Food Preservation. They should be able to tell you how to do it. There's a certain temperature you'll need to do. Um, yeah, Milk and Honey said I did that, then powdered them. Yeah, it would be just like the freeze drying. The only difference is dehydrated usually takes more water than freeze dried. So you can definitely do that. But the other thing you can do is you can take a freezer Ziploc, right? Like a quart size one or smaller if you have that desire. I usually just have quarts on hand. But you can take the freezer quart bags and what you can do is you can scramble your eggs, like put 2 eggs in there, throw some cheese, throw some vegetables like peppers, onions, kale, whatever you want, right? Throw that in there and you do the sous vide eggs like Alicia at Country Mama had did a video on it. And then you take that bag and you freeze it. You get all the air out. And then when you go to cook them, you take them out of the freezer and you defrost them. And then you put them in a pot of boiling water and you cook them for so long. And then you've got yourself an omelet, which goes, you can eat it as is, or you can put it on a burrito or what have you. Milk and honey hair. I'm sorry. Vineyard Chick says 2 turkeys sitting on eggs. That's awesome. You can see this. And that says the saying on your shirt is one of my favorites, Lisa. So this is a 4-H shirt. And it says, be the change you wish to see in the world. And I got it at one of the farm stores where they were selling 4-H t-shirts. And they were getting the percentage went to them or whatever. So yeah, I love this shirt. It's just cool. I believe in 4-H. I think it's really cool. My friend did it. I grew up in New York City, so we didn't do it. But we used to go to a weekend house when I was younger, which was where my parents retired eventually. And I had to go to church on the weekends because I was doing my confirmation. So I had met friends up there, and my friend met this really nice family that was just sweet as can be. And I used to hang out with all the girls, and they were in 4-H showing cows and everything. And my friend Dee Dee was the Dutchess County, New York dairy princess. So I've always loved 4-H because I used to go to her 4-H things and watch her compete and all that stuff on the weekends. So it was cool. Any other stuff, friends? Anything else you want to share? You want me to share out here? I'm happy to do that. I'll give you guys a minute and then I'm probably going to get going. I can't believe it's still pretty decent out. It's just getting dark now. I wish I had been in 4-H when I was a kid, Gwen. No kidding. No kidding. The 4-H sale that we went to at Maud Hagen Cattle, which was so much fun. Um, I don't think they show Kuni pigs. I wish they would. That would be cool. But I wanted to buy a show pig because they were so cool looking. So it was pretty cool. All right, guys. Well, I am going to get going. I am whooped. I'm sure you guys are. Stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy, all that good stuff. And thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. And we'll see you next week. Oh, thank you. And happy Mother's Day to everybody. Vineyard Chicks, thanks for saying that. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Vineyard Chicks, please tell your mama happy Mother's Day. Andale, that's so wonderful. I love it. I love it. Good night, y'all. Have a great weekend. Thanks again. Take care.